Welcome, welcome.
Hello,
Hello,
welcome
hello,
everybody.
guys.
Hey
Welcome.
guys.
Hello. Oh, Sarah, great to see you. It's been some time. Hello.
Hey, Marcus.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
John.
invited Sarah last minute.
Oh, great. Hi,
Sarah,
Marcus.
good to see you.
Very
Good to see you
good.
guys. As you can
Yes,
see,
you
this is an
Corey Marston.
Hello.
hey, good to see you, Sarah. As you guys can see, this is an open webinar, so this is not like a other, when you go to other webinars, like sometimes you can't see all the participants, they hide them. I don't know if that's for a reason, or whatever. They're saying it's a data protection, but for whom? Like if I'm inviting you guys to my house, then it's all, you guys are free to talk to each other. We're gonna be good hosts, hopefully. We have some really special, awesome guests with us. We have Ben Cantwell, we have John Lee. Ben is representing Shopify. John is representing Trustpilot here. And of course, we have the Emersoft team with the Emersoft Books app, but we will not be talking about the app. We will be talking about solutions and what we're learning from being boots on the ground. And we've been doing that for the last 2 years, really going to our clients, talking to our clients and just implementing solutions, listening to what you guys need. And instead of being a brainless tech company, just implementing solutions for you guys. So Trisha, hello.
I'm glad you're here, Trisha. I
Uh,
think while
so
we're waiting, we can ask maybe like a fun question. I always love asking you all about your books and favorites because I love to read as well. But I've been having the hardest time finding a good audiobook. I love most books that I read, but often the narrators or the narrators don't do such a good job. So I find myself wishing that Matthew McConaughey would read more audiobooks, but I'm curious who you'd like to see read more audiobooks. I think that's a fun one to think about. Just a fun way to pass the time while we wait for people to
Yeah.
join. You can also say where you're coming in from. Maybe you have a neighbor that's joined in as well
Yeah.
that also
Also,
is a books owner. Mhm.
this is our first time hosting a webinar on Tuesday. We've been testing different days over the last few months. So I think we're probably gonna do some kind of a poll later on to see what day would work best for you guys. We have a lot of people that registered, probably a lot of them expecting the recording of the webinar. We know that not everyone can make it. Selling books is a demanding job. But if there are any days of the week that works better, let us know and we can adjust.
Yeah, we'll try anytime. So if you have a preferred time,
Yeah.
let us know.
So yeah, I think we can start. We already have some people in the room. Probably later we'll be having more joining us. And Marcin, maybe you can kick off officially here.
yeah, so we're just admitting people as they're coming in. We had almost 100 registrations. Usually we get like 100, and we get probably 50 to 60% of the people show up. However, if you can't show up, we will send you a recording. This is being recorded. So I think the last part of this session will be the most engaging because you guys can ask questions. We'll stay around if we need to. Usually, I think the longest we stayed after the webinar was probably 2 hours, and people had so many questions, but that was the longest. Like we're trying to just cut it usually on time. So welcome everyone who's coming in, and we will talk, Pavel and I, we will talk and show you some of the coolest things on Shopify in the book selling world, publishing world, what's happening right now for the next probably 15 to 20 minutes. Then we will have Ben Cantwell representing Shopify here, and he will be sharing with you what's happening in the online and physical world. He's working with retailers every single day at Shopify. He will mention about analytics and Shopify POS, checkout, and all that good stuff. And then reviews, credibility. We have John, my friend John Lee from Trustpilot, and then after that we'll just switch to the Q&A session. But throughout this session, guys, you can chat and ask questions. Our team is monitoring and saving that for the Q&A. So let's kick this off. Pavel, over to you, and let's get this party started.
Thank you very much, Marcin. So I will start, as always, sharing my screen of my demo store here in Shopify, and I will start with our application. I see some new faces here. I recognize some of our existing clients that also already here. So let me just quickly show what we have here in terms of the application. And essentially, our app makes it easy to bring all the book data and import books to Shopify. So then you can do all the magic and leverage all the features that Shopify has, and basically use the data, the additional data that we bring in for books in the store. So we have this book search view here where I can see and have access to more than 14 million titles from Ingram. With all the metadata. So if I, let's say, click on this one, I can see the title is here, all the information about the stock, the authors, the description that is fully formatted already. So you just pull it in and everything is working outside of the box. We have those tags that we map basic subjects. So there are a couple of differences between what we were doing previously with the previous app. This is a completely new app. We rebuilt it based on the feedback that we received from our clients and basically learning more about the industry. So now we have the representation of the level for the basic subject. So now you can see if the basic subject is top level, if it's the subcategory of the top level or if it's just the third level. So you can use that to be very specific in terms of organizing books in your store using smart collections. And then we have all the information about the format, the binding, which is also pretty important information because we just finished the new feature of our application that I also want to talk about and spend a little bit more time there. And here, if I scroll down, we also have information about the stock from Ingram for consumer direct fulfillment. So that's a second component of our application. You can drop ship books using enterprise grade infrastructure from Ingram. They have a couple of different warehouses across the country, and you can see the numbers of the specific numbers of inventory per warehouse when we import those books. So let me select. Also, we have the filtering here, so you can also see all the front list, so forthcoming titles not yet published. You can also filter by search by different keywords, title, author, or just filter out by basic subjects. So this is very advanced. Let me maybe just import a couple of books here. 3 books. Now we have the import confirmation. I can see the suggested retail price and the cost. So this is how much it would cost to fulfill this book from Ingram. I can just import them to my store. Now I can preview the import progress. You can see if it was added through the app, who was adding this, if you have multiple people in the team, and also you can now bulk import products with our application. So you can just create a very simple CSV file or export it from other platforms like Edelweiss or iPage from Ingram and just drop it here, and everything will be imported with all the data from Ingram structured and organized. We use Metafields to organize this data and make it easy for everyone to access that on your storefront template, on smart collections or filters or all other third-party apps. So in here you have a lot of customization now available. You can decide what kind of data you want to bring in from Ingram. You can also bulk publish this to different sales channels, so no more going back and forth. You can manage this from here. If you have some inventory also available for your brick and mortar, which is very easy in Shopify to have multiple locations based on the product, make it very, very easy to work with for your Shopify POS. So now with this bulk import, you can also update in bulk your inventory. So you don't need to go and look for third-party apps like Matrixify or something like that. Everything is here. We also have the concierge support. So if you don't want to play with that, you can just send us an email and we will do that for you. Now, let me go back to our products. So those are 3 products that I just imported. And as you can see, we have the description already here, the title. We add all the tags that I was showing you. We have the cover image. And we have the location, which is the Ingram Fulfillment Center. But this is not required. This is something that you can combine. You can use it, or you can use it as a backup, or you can extend your catalog to ship, like to have more books available on your or your storefront online. And then let's say have just a small part of it available in your brick and mortar. And now we have the Metafields that I wanted to talk about. So now we have the product Metafields and variant Metafields. And as you can see, I can't see any of them. Those both are empty because none of them are pinned. So if I click view all, I will be able to see all the additional data that we bring for books on the product level and on the variant level. So if I go to the variant and I view all, now all those metafields are available, and you can see the information like the publication date. That is very useful for your pre-orders. We have the dedicated metafield that is called pre-order that you can use for your smart collections, or you can display additional data on your product template on the storefront. So let's say if this is a pre-order, you can display a label there and information that this book will be shipped on the publication date. We also have information if this is a print-on-demand title, if you want to fulfill this through Ingram. And print-on-demand titles, they take a little bit longer for the shipping. So you can set expectations for your customers and let them know that this is specifically, it's gonna take 3 to 5 days in terms of, instead of just 1 to 2 days if Ingram has this in stock already. So all of this information is available for you, and you can use it across different things. And if you want to make some metafields visible on the product template to make sure that you have, we have a lot of requests from people asking about it. So you can just navigate to products, select the metafields that you want to see, because not all of this is really important, but we have some people that have the audience type. So you can just pin it. And then if I navigate back to product, now this metafield is visible here at a glance. So you can select and be very detailed on what metafields are available. I mean, they are available, but if you just want to see, you don't want to see others on your product template. And the same for variant. And now, talking about variants, I want to introduce and explain a little bit more about the new improvement, new feature that we introduced. We are also getting a lot of questions about that. So now we merge and combine variants on binding under one product. So let's say if you have a paperback and hardcover for the book, they will be combined into one product with different variants. And those variants are technically separate products when it comes to the data that you can get there, because we also get this information. You can control inventory on the variant level. This is also a huge improvement for the SEO, for your search engine optimization, because instead of having 2 pages that are basically the same, because variants, they usually just they differ with just some small details, but the book description is the same. Cover image is the same, really. Sometimes it depends on what's available, but a lot of this data is basically the same. And then there are some details only that change. So now it works better from the SEO perspective. Let me show you one book and show you how this works. So we have the Calamity Club book, and as you can see, it's just a single product. But now I can navigate to our application and look for this product. So let me use the search. And as you can see here, the hardcover is already there. I can add another book here, and it should merge. So let me import that. Maybe let me grab another book in the meantime, So I can show you. So this one is already done. I was already playing with this. And as you can see, it's a single product with two variants, one hardcover and one paperback. And there is, if I click on the variant, I can see the price section is dedicated for this variant. We have the Ingram inventory for this variant specifically. You can also add your shop location for your brick and mortar. Let's say you only carry one variant. So if you only have hardcover, but you don't have the paperback, this can be controlled on the variant level. So yeah, let's say I have the 10 of those in my inventory in my brick and mortar. Also, those variants have their dedicated publication date, their dedicated pre-order label, because they are not often like they usually don't, they are not published the same day. So you can really work on those as separate products, but under one page on admin panel in Shopify. So that also simplifies the admin management. As I said, it works better for the SEO, and also next we're gonna have John talking about Trustpilot. So if you have reviews and ratings for those products, they will be under one product instead of having separate rating for paperback and separate rating for hardcover. That would, complicate, and then it would just split that into two separate products. But technically, it's just one product with variants. So that's what we do now with our application. And I know that's been something a lot of people were asking for, and we finally have it. It's going to be released later this week, probably either tomorrow or after tomorrow. So I just want to give a hands up, and then we can help with the migration. So if you have multiple products, we will help to merge them all together. And also we got some questions about those variants showing up in analytics. So that doesn't really change anything. It actually helps a lot because you can clearly see on the analytics view, what do you have there, like the sales per variant, so product and variant. So everything is there. So no need to worry about. And if you guys have any questions about analytics or want to set up some reports, we also help with that. Reach out to us, and we are happy to help with this. And the last thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to the application and getting the book industry integrated with Shopify ecosystem are purchase orders and Padlet integration. So that's an example. If you guys are interested in setting up a Pubnet account, please reach out to us. There is also a dedicated page on Pubnet how to set it up. But essentially, you can create purchase orders with your publishers and suppliers inside of Shopify, and from here you're getting updates. This is an example purchase order that I submitted with HarperCollins, and that's the update I'm getting from them. So if there are any canceled items, I have the dedicated section for that. If they ship multiple boxes, we have this information as well. And we also get tracking numbers for some of them that support that. And from here, you can very easily receive those items. So you can either go here and confirm delivery. From that view, you can set up you can provide a number for books that you received. By default, we assume the best case scenario. So you received all the books that you ordered, but we know this is not always the case. So for example, in this, let's say for this title, I received 10 of them, but one was damaged. So I can easily save this information, and the same for the other books. I can confirm the stock, and now those numbers that I confirmed will be added to my product in the inventory. So if I navigate to that product, we also have a dedicated module on Shopify POS. So you can do the same exact thing from the POS level. You can confirm deliveries, you can scan those books, help you with counting and confirm that. So if I navigate back to my product here and check my adjustment history, as you can see, the Emersoft books just added 9 products to your inventory. Everything is recorded in the system. Then later on, you can easily get reports for damaged items, missing items, broken down by suppliers and publishers. This is something that we are still working on, but it's going to be available soon. For now, you can already save this data and later on just use it for reports. So that's how we brought the book industry into Shopify. I know there are some gaps still. We are working on them. We are fully aware of that. We are getting feedback. One of the ways that we want to learn from you guys is hosting those webinars to better understand how you use those tools, how you operate with your bookstores. And this is how we design our roadmap for development. So those are the latest updates. And then we're going to have Ben talk about Shopify specifically. It's a great platform. So once you have those books in place, once you have the inventory up to date, books received to your store, now you can work with Shopify directly to optimize, get better results when it comes to marketing. And it doesn't really take that much time with the automations that Ben will talk about. Also, I just want to mention one more thing, that Shopify is basically your backend admin source of truth for all your e-commerce, brick and mortar as well, because they have the Shopify POS. But if you want to sell on social media like TikTok Shop, Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, like you can use all of this data that we bring from Shopify, I mean from Ingram, and basically push those titles, push those products to different sales channels. I have my TikTok shop here, and just one more thing, I'm gonna show you how easy it is. So I just go to publishing, and then I just enable TikTok. So this book will be published to TikTok shop. And then the integration is basically done. When you connect the warehouses, the Ingram will fulfill that. So this is really future of e-commerce.
Yeah, and we have one more thing to show you guys. So that's something that's never been done before on Shopify up until this point. We have just this is just ready. I'm gonna show it for the first time ever here. It's called Global Search. So customers, have been asking us, do I need to import all the titles before they become searchable on Shopify? And with some of the other solutions on the market that are very legacy, they dump like a full catalog of everything basically into the store. And then let's say if you have a curated kids bookstore, you don't want to, all the other like adult titles or like erotica or things like that. You don't want to show this to kids or to parents who are searching for kids books. So with that, for the first time ever now, you'll be able to tap and search the full Ingram catalog on Shopify or Gardners, because we integrate with both. And that will be available without importing any products. So there are no limitations. We call it a global hybrid search. So I'm gonna now share my screen and show you how it works. Everybody who's using Shopify, they can tap into this now. This is going to be available next week. So for example, that's my demo store. I can just open up and just type, for example, Harry Potter or any other book. So you guys can name any book and then I can search. We have access to around 16 million products here. Board games, sideline items, books, paperback, hardcovers, and the list goes on. Now, let's say you want to exclude either individual titles or by category. So you just want to knock off let's say the whole fiction erotica category. You can just select that, save. As you can see, I've excluded that from my store. But let's say I want to bring it back. So let's say I'm going to save. And now you can search. Those titles are instantly available in the store. So it's that easy to exclude a whole category. You can also do it by a specific title. So I have excluded 3 books from my store. The ISBNs are here. And so you can basically do it in real time. There's no delays. And you can find any book from the Ingrams or Gardner's catalog This is available now on Shopify for the first time ever, and there are no limits, as I said. And this also integrates with Shopify POS, which is amazing. So if you're ordering from the store, you can literally order any book to your customer from the Ingram's catalog. So
I think I told you. Yeah.
someone agrees with me, so that's awesome. So without further ado, Ben Cantwell will be now taking over from Shopify. I hope you guys liked the announcement with the global search. We will be doing a separate session on that, but this is just a sneak peek of what I wanted to show you, what's possible on Shopify, because some of the people who are booksellers, they don't even know that this is available. So it is now. Ben, over to you. And again, Ben has been working with people who are both online and in-store operators, so he can speak to both. And also he will now talk about the Shopify platform. So let's just hear from the horse's mouth, as they say. And over to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Marcin. Thank you, Pavel, and all the good people at Emersoft for giving me a little bit of time today. To give a little bit of background, just to intro myself, I am a sales rep and an account manager at Shopify. I'm working predominantly with businesses who do business both in store and online. The focus, and obviously Shopify's bread and butter to this point, has been merchandise and apparel, and we know we're good at that. But really, Shopify is committed to expanding verticals, and we are a super, super product-forward company. I'm really grateful to be working at a company that employs a lot more developers than salespeople. We're always on the cutting edge of new sales channels and trying to go after verticals that we haven't worked a lot with before, like bookstores. So Shopify really does care about making it easier and better for our merchants to sell and to manage inventory, all of that. And then, like I said, in embracing new sales channels like the TikTok shop that Pavel mentioned, Shopify is always on the cutting edge of that and the first to act. That's why we already have such a great partnership with the TikTok shop. That's really hot now. That's obviously a big revenue leverage tool that bookstores are going to be using over the next few years. Just to back up and give context, so obviously over the past few years, some of you may or may not have talked with Shopify. I know I personally have had many conversations with bookstores that kind of all stalled right around the same spot, right? We couldn't connect directly to Ingram. We couldn't make the inventory management or the purchase order management easy enough for bookstores. So I'm totally pumped to be on the call and to hear that Emersoft and Shopify are partnering in this way to address exactly that. It's a big deal, certainly for us, and it definitely is exciting. So this year we are definitely making strides to make that better case for bookstores, to make the inventory management easier mostly. We understand that bookstores, the systems that you use like IndieCommerce and Book Manager, they work well for you. They do exactly what you need on the inventory management side, but aren't giving you much from the sales engine and the revenue growth side. So the fact that Emersoft is patching that gap for us, I think creates a really awesome use case for some of you, and we're really excited about that partnership. So just to give a general overview of Shopify, obviously varied levels of understanding here. We might have some Shopify merchants on this call, some people who have talked with us before, or my favorite, people who've never talked to Shopify at all. So Shopify as a company our strength is being the sales engine. We online, just to start with the e-commerce, we have the highest converting online checkout in the world. So if you're on a Shopify site, you're getting to and through the checkout faster than you are on any other platform. And customers who've shopped with any Shopify brand before can be recognized before they even do complete checkout. So that just creates an even stickier user experience. And without that customer having shopped with you before, there's this implied loyalty that Shopify recognizes them, and they're more likely to become a repeat customer because of that. And of course, it speeds up the process even further. So another thing with the e-commerce too is that site development and revenue generation through the e-commerce are pretty easy on Shopify. Site development's no code or low code for the most part. You can push updates really easily. That's stuff that can be done within a couple clicks. If it's like a seasonal sale, you have new releases that are hot, obviously. Even creating new product pages, all this stuff is easy to push out to a Shopify site really quickly. And then to give a broader view, the Shopify network itself includes the Shop app, which now has, it's I think somewhere between 150 million and 200 million users worldwide. Hopefully we have some on this call. I know I'm one and it hurts my wallet, but the Shop app essentially is adding another sales channel for you. So it's a direct engine that can bring traffic to your site that otherwise wouldn't be direct traffic. So it's as if it's its own social media platform that almost 200 million people are using and already shopping for books on. So that's exciting too. The Shop app's only getting better. And if you ever have shopped on the Shop app, or even if you have bought in store from a Shopify merchant before, you're getting, as the customer, instant order notifications. Just again, creating that really sticky customer experience to where, worst case, a return or a refund is a lot easier at the end of the day, or, just easier for them to be a repeat customer, see who they bought from in the past. I love this book. I want to get it for my mom. Where can I reorder that? I can do it right from the Shop app on my phone. It takes me no more than 5 minutes. So that's a big one. That's definitely a big one for revenue growth. The POS I'll speak to a little too. So the point of sale, I saw a question thrown in the chat. I kind of closed it since I started talking, but Shopify's point of sale is very user friendly, is created for retail. Very easy user experience for your staff. I would tell anybody, if you have staff that are aged 5 to 100, they will be able to learn Shopify POS. It's not a hard system to migrate to in terms of the staff experience. The checkout experience of the POS kind of mirrors that of our online checkout. So it has that user back and forth throughout the process that you're getting with the online. You can, I'll backtrack and say that our POS is app-based. So like other app-based POSs, it can be flipping a screen around to the customer, asking if they'd like to opt into loyalty. Always optional, of course. You don't need to flip the iPad around. We're, of course, not coffee shops. We're not asking for tips, but you can engage the customer more that way. And then obviously, in the past, it's easy to create marketing and customer loyalty campaigns from online shoppers because you automatically have their email. But that's never been so easy in store. And Shopify makes that a whole lot quicker just by adding that phone number or email at the checkout. The hardware itself for our POS, so it is app-based, but it can be wireless or wired. The standard until, I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago, was completely Bluetooth. So iPad connected to our Bluetooth card reader, which I would show you, but it's out of my reach. It's a little bigger than the size of the phone, has a display screen that shows the customer each item in their cart, the total, tax, all of that. And then it's tap, chip, and swipe. And then wireless barcode scanners. We integrate with pretty much any barcode scanner that's out there, receipt printer-wise, wired and wireless options. But a year and a half or 2 years ago, Shopify released the POS Hub, which wires everything down and reduces your reliance on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So that was pretty big, especially for a bookstore that might have events where there's a rush and you're looking to bust lines, and you obviously don't want to get held up at checkout. That's really important. So that was another big update pretty recently. Support-wise, so Shopify offers 24/7 support, period. Always via chat. 24/7 phone support as well. That's mostly for the POS. You can always chat with someone directly through your Shopify account. It's like I recently had to do a customer support chat with Amex. It's like that, where they're pulling up your account as you're chatting with them. So there's no gaps in information there. Support's able to help you very easily. Most of them are located in North America, so they're on the same time zones as you. But POS support, you can always get somebody on the phone same day. And for any store that's doing more than, I believe it's around 250,000 in annual revenue, you get a dedicated Shopify account representative like me. So that's another thing. Just in terms of support, you'll get support from Emersoft too, obviously, if you have their app installed. Marcian and Pavel wanted me to let you know that obviously some of that is on them, and that they're willing to help there. But yeah, just wanted to call out that Shopify offers good support. You're always able to get someone on the phone. Shouldn't have to go through email and wait 3 days or create a ticket for any issue that comes up, whether it's hardware, selling, or you just have general questions on your account. And just that, since I mentioned Emersoft, they're a great partner of ours. We're really excited about this new update. But just to talk to what I like to call the extensibility of Shopify, Emersoft is one of 20,000 apps in the Shopify App Store, just like the Apple App Store. You're able to do pretty much anything on Shopify. Obviously, budget's a consideration. But in terms of, pre-built connector apps to ERP systems, accounting systems like QuickBooks, all of that, those are apps within Shopify. And then, you can get deeper into loyalty and marketing with apps on Shopify, popular ones like Klaviyo and Smile. So all that to say that Shopify really is, when I say we're on the cutting edge of product development and connecting to other apps and really going out there and trying to make our product offering better for verticals like books, that's kind of like, that's our proof right there, is that we're willing to connect to all these apps and allow them onto our platform to make that case. So one thing I did want to call out, I did want to say that obviously we're here, if there are existing Shopify merchants on here that we want to get you getting the most out of Shopify. But even for those that have never talked to Shopify or aren't with us yet, a great feature of Shopify here, if I can, I'm usually on Google Meet, so I'm struggling here on Zoom. But here's my test store. So I think that's up. I don't see it. Do you see it, Pavel and Marcin?
Yes, it's there.
Okay. All right, cool. Great feature of the Shopify account. On any plan with us, you're getting 10,000 free emails per month. You can create them with these no to low code campaigns here. Just to show you what a sample one looks like. And it took me no more than 5 minutes to build this. Just drag and drop, just like the website builder. If we're pushing an event that's coming up in a week or so, or just offering a discount for the holidays or for a new release, anything like that. Really easy to mass blast out those emails from here and actually link it directly to the product page. If we click access the sale here, that's going to take the customer directly to a checkout page and create that really high converting shopping experience for them. Of course, with pictures. So really easy to do that here. 10,000 free emails per month. SMS is a paid add-on, but we could see, actually this one doesn't have SMS attached, but I believe I did have another. This one here, we can also blast those out as texts to our prospective buyers here. And again, linking to your Shopify site, creating a really nice buyer experience for them. So that's one thing, and I see some questions popping in the chat. I'll make sure to get to those as soon as I'm done here. But the last thing that I wanted to mention in regards to Shopify, obviously, where a lot of you are spending most of your day-to-day is inventory and purchase order management, which thank God for Emersoft, of course. They're handling a big ask from Shopify there. But another thing that I'll say is that you can create a lot of automations in the Shopify account. You can create, when I talked earlier to the extensibility of Shopify, you can, through this analytics tab, generate pretty much any report that you could think of that you need on Shopify inventory, on your sales data. I'll give you an example that we did just recently, not for a bookstore, but I can see the use case for a bookstore is give me a report of my 10 best-selling SKUs, so your hot bestsellers, And what I want to do is import those directly into a purchase order, and then initiate the purchase order straight from there. So it was a one-off app that I created for a merchant. Unfortunately, I won't be able to demo it here, but it took us no more than an hour to generate together. Another thing that I could think of that you could automate was low stock notifications and reorder notifications. So, say X SKU gets below 50 items left in stock, just trigger an email notification to me to manually reorder that. If you even want to take it one step further, to actually initiate the purchase order right off that email. These are all things that you can do for free through Shopify. I just kind of want to illustrate that here.
Sorry, Ben.
So-
Sorry, Ben, for interruption, but I think your screen
Sure.
is showing messaging. If you're showing anything else there.
Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah, I can stop now. I can
Okay.
stop the screen share now. I just left it up there. But yeah,
Okay, I
anyways,
thought you were
all to
showing.
say, we're able to generate pretty much any report or automation that you'd like to within Shopify on any plan. Shopify, obviously, I'll mention that Shopify is a pretty AI forward company. There's opt-outs there. You can do most of this natively with Shopify. But if you would like to leverage AI, you can. If not, you can opt out and get most of this, pretty much everything that I've talked about today for free within the Shopify account. Shopify, just to sort of rein it in, Shopify won't do e-commerce consulting or app generation directly for you. I can obviously, like that example I gave, I can give ideas on how you can best use Shopify. That's what your account rep is for. But there's plenty of partner options. Emersoft obviously would be handholding through launch, and there are 1,000,001 Shopify developers who specialize on Shopify and are pretty much waiting for you to, they're excited to see how you can grow your business, and they know that Shopify is probably the best place to do it. So
it's all about the
thanks again, guys, for giving the time, and I'll hand it back to you and maybe get to some of these questions too.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. I appreciate you. Awesome that you joined us. And as you said, it's all about that ecosystem and the support. And you guys are not just getting the support from Shopify, but also from us. We offer concierge support as well. Well, you have to become a client though, So once you become a client, we offer concierge support. And we have another awesome, last but not least, awesome partner, John Lee from Trustpilot, and he will talk about now, as you have your platform, as you have your app that can, connect and automate all the stuff within the book industry. Now you need to create credibility. You need to have a place where people can leave reviews, and that your reviews can actually then go and be kind of spread out into the world of search engines and all of that. So handing over to my good friend at Trustpilot, John Lee. John, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Marcin. Just gonna pull up my screen share now real quick. Can everyone see my slides?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so I'm John. I'm on the partnerships team here at Trustpilot. I work with lots of agencies in the e-commerce space, like Emersoft, to help businesses like you guys integrate the technology and make sure we're leveraging it to the best of our ability. I know we've done a couple demos today, so I do want to change pace. Anyone can get a demo of Trustpilot at any time. For those that don't know, we are, I'm sure many people know we are a review platform, but really we have a much more comprehensive suite of tools around marketing automation and customer experience management, extending beyond that related to reviews. But what I really wanted to talk about today is AI visibility, because that is the hot topic, and we actually have some really compelling data that just came out that I think everyone here will be very interested in. So as all of us here know, AI platforms are growing like crazy, and it's not going to stop. There are now 7 billion monthly web visits and 1.9 billion mobile app downloads annually. of AI platforms. And what that means is, of course, the way people find brands has changed. But what we found that we're going to see is that the core requirement for trust and being discovered as a brand out there remains the same and remains essential. Um, what we've heard a lot as AI has been growing is that it's been kind of frustrating for a lot of brands out there in e-commerce and such out there on the web that rely on digital discoverability, mainly because how it actually works to trust and recommend brands is kind of ambiguous, and brands feel like they have limited control over that because of that. So what we did was we finally did the research and got some hard, reliable data through a study by Seer Interactive, who, for those that don't know, they're a large marketing agency known in the industry for running experiments and publishing research with hard data sets rather than just like opinion-based content. And they've been doing this for over 20 years and are regularly cited by the world's largest publications like Forbes. You'll see here the data set that they got was 800 over 800,000 AI responses analyzed over nearly 2,000 brands, and that was controlled for the size of brands as well. Um, that was across 8 industries and 4 main AI platforms, being ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity, and Google AI Overviews. So that's a reliable data set. It's not just an anecdotal benchmark that you'll see in a lot of content out there on AI. So what first thing, kind of overview, what we found is to generate truly unbiased, trustworthy answers, AI relies on 3 things: trusted sources, relevance, or sorry, yeah, trusted sources that provide 3 things: relevance, recency, and ranking. So that means essentially detailed content, up-to-date content that's regularly fresh and flowing in, and content that comes from authoritative, reliable, credible sources. So because of that, it's really no surprise that our research found that review platforms are actually the second most cited source for AI tools, after, general web, like brand websites like your own website, and well above things like UGC, editorials, social media, um, that kind of stuff, especially, and this number is actually even stronger for the e-commerce space, right? Um, so we're accounting for not just Trustpilot, but review platforms in general are accounting for 14% of all citations. And we found that's actually even higher as the prospect or the buyer moves down the funnel. So we mapped this to the buying journey and found that it becomes even more influential to convert a customer as they move down. And that citation rate of review platforms is all the way up to 24% in the intent phase. So our second finding was that the leading review site for AI search, it's Trustpilot. It's very favorable for us, obviously. It easily satisfies AI's requirements. We were really in the right place at the right time. We did not plan for this at all. It's kind of just how our platform was structured compared to other review platforms out there. We have a strong content integrity infrastructure and put a lot of weight into representation and volume, as opposed to maybe cherry picking and curating your online review presence. So because of that, across the platform, we have over 360 million reviews, 200,000 new ones daily, which contributes to the relevance of the reviews. There's so much detail, so much data in there. It's always fresh. And you can see here the proof in the pudding that we have a 98 out of a potential 100 SEMrush domain authority score, meaning we are a highly reliable, credible authority for citation, and that applies both to search and AI. So you can kind of see the numbers visualized here relative to the other biggest review platforms out there. Across all these platforms, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, etc. We have a higher citation rate than all the others combined. And this is important because even the most minimal presence on Trustpilot can make a massive impact on your visibility. So if you have no active profile, you'll be cited at almost 0%, right? Just getting an active profile, which means, about a dozen reviews on there, pushes you up to a 50% citation rate. And then when you go from an active or a minimal profile to an active or what we call optimized profile, that could go up to a 75% citation rate. So that's 81 plus getting to the hundreds of review range, right? And for those brands that are really invested in building trust online, this turns into a truly organic competitive advantage. When you get into that optimized profile range, you're now not only getting mentioned in searches about your brand, but you're getting mentioned in searches about your competitors, which is crucial in the online competitive and e-commerce landscape, right? So once your profile is optimized, we found that what we call co-mentions happen at nearly a 10x rate. So someone searches your competitor. If your profile is optimized on Trustpilot, you'll be co-mentioned with that brand without the prospect of the buyer even asking about your brand 10 times as often. So you'll be essentially drawing traffic from your competitors. So the key takeaways here are that you can go from a 1 to 50% citation rate simply by claiming your profile, which takes minutes. It's a very easy, seamless process. 75% AI citation rate just by actively collecting reviews, which also is very seamless. We have all the integrations in the world to help you plug into your tech stack, and that's something that Emersoft can also guide you all on. And then, of course, the competitive advantage of being mentioned alongside your competitor searches. So the plan, from here is establish a presence, build a review volume, go from minimal to active, and then truly be competitive online by going from merely activated to optimized. And yeah, that's all from me. As always, if you book through Emersoft, if anyone's curious to actually see the platform, how all this works, we can even run an audit of not just what your Trustpilot profile and review profile looks like, but also how that is translating downstream into things like AI search across these platforms. Please feel free to reach out and claim an exclusive partner discount through Emersoft for that.
Awesome. Thank you, John. This is awesome. We use Trustpilot, and we have excellent ratings, and 4.7 out of 5, which is awesome. And we've had so many customers over and over and over. I asked them a question. Hey, sir, ma'am, how did you find us? Oh, I Googled and I searched, and then, so how do you think Google or other AIs are recommending, or people say, oh, I've been doing some research, or, I was doing some research at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, why are you not sleeping? And they're like, oh, I'm just researching on AI, asking questions. And AI is recommending Emersoft. So you guys can also type who is the best, what's the best app for booksellers, and inevitably people find us. And that is because of Trustpilot. The moment I met John, I think it was 2 years ago at the HubSpot conference or something like that, I'm like, we have to partner with this company. They are onto something. And then AI hit, and then Trustpilot really took off, and it's converting so much for us. And by the way, I see some customers here that I'm still waiting for a review. So if you guys haven't left a review for Emersoft, I would love that review, because this is going to help us. And, this is just a testimony to the power of Trustpilot. And they are also on Shopify. So again, this is all like in one ecosystem where everything is going to work for you guys. So now let's transition to the last section of this webinar. So let's talk about what are we going to be talking about, Pavel, now?
Yeah, we have a couple of questions that we will answer.
Q&A, yeah, let's do a Q&A. That's the best part. Let's do the Q&A. So awesome. Tori, do we have any questions here?
Yeah, we do. I think in the past I've done, the first questions down, but I might do it the other way this time because we had some people respond, if it was a Shopify question. As we're doing this though, please feel free to drop your questions into the chat and we can answer them there as well. It seems like the main takeaway from this webinar though is that Shopify, Trustpilot, Emersoft Books, they all play nice to each other. It's a great spot for you to build the system you need for your bookstore to do well. And this is a great way to do it with Shopify, connecting the Emersoft Books app and getting reviews through Trustpilot. So one way to customize the store you need. So speaking of Trustpilot, we have a customer of ours. Hi, Ben. For you, John, am I saying your name correctly? John?
Yep, John. Yeah.
Okay, great. He's asking, how does Trustpilot view itself against the Better Business Bureau?
Yeah, that's a great question. Better Business Bureau, I would say is less of a review platform, and it's more of almost like a complaint forum, right? So it's like we were talking about earlier. You only have so much control over your online presence and stuff like UGC, and Trustpilot is truly a tool or platform for you to control and optimize all of that. Better Business Bureau will not give you this back end platform where you can log in and analyze your reviews, what people are saying about you, where you can actually invite people to leave reviews in an automated manner and respond to reviews and stuff like that publicly. And that's the strength in Trustpilot. With UGC reviews, especially, it's usually the unhappy customers that are speaking up the most, and the happy customers end up being a silent majority, right? So Trustpilot helps you flip that narrative. You'll see a lot of brands with negative pages on BBB, but a positive one on Trustpilot, and that's what a lot of people come to Trustpilot for, is because BBB doesn't always give you an accurate representation of your brand. It just represents the negative customers. So with Trustpilot's platform, you can just plug and play and start inviting all of those happy customers to leave a review. And the crucial part is make it really easy for them, because they really have less motivation to leave a review if they're not upset and unhappy. Those customers will jump through a lot of hoops to leave a review, whereas happy customers, they will not so much. So we make that process super simple to make sure that they are verified, and just with a few clicks and a few seconds can say everything that they love about your brand.
Great, thank you. And Ben, if you have a follow-up to that, you're welcome to reply again as well in the chat as well. I see Liz has this question, which I think is a really great question too. She's saying, I haven't seen indie booksellers integrating reviews into online websites. Are there some indies who have already set up Trustpilot for reviews?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. And I would say not just to look at this not just in like the bookseller lens, but in any brand's lens. There are large, massive enterprises in every industry, and they're indie, small, startups, whatever brands in every industry. And reviews help you either way, and your customers and AI, importantly, of course, is not going to compare you to a massive player in your space. Whether, if someone's looking for indie booksellers, AI is not going to compare you to like Barnes and Noble's reviews, right? They're going to compare you to other indie booksellers. So even though indie booksellers are getting a smaller volume of reviews, have a smaller amount of customers relative to those massive enterprise booksellers, it's still going to help you stand out. So yes, we see that not just in the bookselling industry, but in any industry, reviews are impactful for the smaller players.
Great, thank you. It looks like we're going to move into, because I'm just moving up, some of the questions related to Shopify. And I believe Ben answered a lot of these in the chat, but maybe I'll just ask a more general question. It seems that a lot of the concerns somebody might have when moving into Shopify might be, well, how much do I have to know? Is it easy to onboard? And what's the risk? Is this going to go down? So maybe you could just speak generally to that, to help people feel a little more comfortable transitioning over.
Yeah, in terms of, and sorry, Ben, I'll get to, I was half typing out your question. Now I'm typing answers and saying answers. I should have just waited. But so right now, Shopify is putting a lot of resources, a lot of people, and a lot of money towards onboarding new businesses to POS and e-commerce. If you move to Shopify POS, we will cover your inventory and your entire data migration from your current system. So anything that you can download in your current system, all SKUs, product data, all those Metafields, they'll bring into Shopify. They'll bring in customer names, phones, and emails if you do have them saved. They'll even bring over gift cards if you have those outstanding. So Shopify pays for that. You can, if you're looking for, like I mentioned, like e-commerce consulting, you can also do that through the same partner and make them just your general Shopify launch partner. But all that to say, Shopify is putting significant money toward making that switch easier, hand-holding through the process, because we, selfishly want you to launch and to be on Shopify as quickly as possible. So yeah, I hope that covers most of any concerns that could pop up with switching to us.
Great. Yeah, before I worked with Emersoft, I did not have any experience with Shopify. I was intimidated. There's lots of pages, but then the more you poke around in it, the more confident you become. So if I can encourage you all, I would like to. Okay, great. Moving up, it looks like more answers are coming into the chat as well. There was a question up at the top about our PubNet ordering with syncing with the POS system. And Pavo answered that a little bit, but we can circle back there just to do a whole complete circle.
Yeah, I can talk about it. So let me quickly share my screen. And in Shopify, the flexibility is really a huge it's big. So essentially, you import products to your Shopify as the admin panel, and from there you decide where you want to publish those products. If are they going to your online store, are they going to the POS? So if I navigate to publishing, you can select from here if you want to publish those products to online store, to shop that Ben was talking about previously, shop network, and then you have the POS system. So you can import products and push them only to the POS system and don't publish them to your online store, or the other way around. You can have some products available on your online store and only some of them available on your POS system. And then once they are in your POS, you can have multiple different POSs per location. So if you navigate here, you can be really granular. I have just one location here, and I also have my pop-up store. So for my brick and mortar, I can have the POS Pro, which gives you more data and more features. But if it's something simple like a pop-up store, let's say I do it once a week, you can even install the POS app on your iPhone or your Android phone, and then just have it for free. This is a free version of the POS. It's a bit limited, but gets the job done. And on the product level, you can manage the inventory very granularly as well. So if I open a book like that, I open my variant, then I have the 10 copies of the book on my brick and mortar. And let's say I'm going to only have 5 of them on my pop-up store. And if you use the pop-up pop-up store POS on your phone, you will only have 5 of those products there. So this is not going to be mixed with the brick and mortar inventory or with Ingram inventory. So this is all separate and very well managed by Shopify. And we can also help with the setup. We actually do a lot of those.
Great. We got a recent question, jumping back into POS. Oh wait, I was reading the wrong thing. Hold, please. Square versus Shopify and Emersoft. What is Square? How does that connect here? I think we have a question generally about the role of POS and the options that are available there and what they all do.
Yeah, so Square seems to be popular across booksellers, smaller booksellers, because uh, I'm not sure why, but essentially it's a dedicated, it's another POS, but much more limited than Shopify. It gets the job done, but doesn't have so many options and analytics as Shopify. And now with that integration that we created, where it's so easy to bring all those products and all the data to Shopify, then Shopify is a better option. There is an app that allows you to connect Shopify with the Square POS. However, the cost of the application is nearly the same as the cost of the Shopify POS. And also considering what Ben just told us, that Shopify also covers the migration, it's no-brainer really to move to Shopify, because Shopify will help migrating all the products, all the customers, the gift cards. And then with our application, you just pull all the data from Ingram directly and have everything organized within one place.
Great. So there's the whole umbrella of Shopify, which is the online platform, but they also offer Shopify POS. So just having Shopify does not mean you automatically have Shopify POS. It's something you would need to set up. And that's something that we can help you with.
Yeah, Ben actually summarized this very well. So the simplicity, it's pretty basic, but also, I mean, it's simple, but also basic. And Trisha, I see, has a question about the terminal. Yes, Shopify has a card reader, so you can also like collect all the different devices that you need, connect them to the POS, and there is this incentive that depends on the time of the year, depends of the availability, but you can also get a card reader for free when signing up for Shopify POS Pro for a yearly subscription.
Yeah, Trisha will reach out after that and help you get set up with the Shopify POS.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
I think we lost Tori. She got too excited, you know. She wanted to read all the questions, but there was none left. So she was like, "Okay, I'm leaving, guys."
Remaining questions, maybe for anything you saw in the webinar today, maybe.
Okay, she's back with us. Yeah.
She's back, yeah.
We also have a lot of resources on our YouTube channel when it comes to different areas of Shopify, like analytics. We covered a lot of things in more detailed on different videos, and we will be recording more. Also, we have an extensive documentation for our application that basically covers everything and in detail, so you can see specifically what data we bring from Ingram, how we structure this, and how that fulfillment with Ingram works. So everything is there. And if you guys have any additional questions, just let us know. You can always drop us an email with questions, and we are happy to help. There is a huge roadmap that we are working on, so we will be introducing more and adding more of features and addressing more of the requests.
Awesome. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you. I mean, over an hour. So that's an honor for us to host you here. John, I appreciate your time as well. Thank you for coming, and thank you to Trustpilot for being an awesome partner. Thank you, Ben. I know he had to go, but thank you, Ben. He will probably rewatch the recording. Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Shopify, also for being a great partner and just an awesome ecosystem for booksellers. We are innovating this industry. Like, this is not a small task. We have over 100 booksellers right now on board and growing every day. Mm-hmm. And we just expanded into the UK. We signed a contract with Gardners, and we are finalizing the integration. We are onboarding the first clients in the UK. Pavel is right now in Canada, in Toronto. I want to join him soon. But we are talking to our friends and people who are responsible for all the data for the book industry in Canada, and we have some initial green lights that we will be entering the Canadian market. So Shopify being a Canadian company, now we'll have Emersoft Books up. On top of that, we're talking to Australia. Some bookstores want to use our app and Shopify in Australia. So there's so much going on. And I wish we're just going to have more people on our next webinar. I know it's holiday, so not many people can join, but so many people responded that, hey, send me the recording. So there will be another webinar. We are here to definitely give back and share our knowledge. And again, bring all those awesome partners that you guys wouldn't be able to, like, people are asking, hey, why do I need reviews? Do indie bookstores even use reviews? And people are not even aware that other people have so much success in their small businesses. I just gave an example of a bookstore that we're talking to, and they have almost 30,000 reviews. You can see the timestamp. They're just getting reviews hour after hour. If you're not doing this as a bookseller, you are falling behind. And I'm doing this for our company, so I'm not gonna tell you to do something that we are not doing. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. We will be sending the recording. You will receive it first because you signed up, you showed up, and we are so appreciative. Till the next time, we'll be doing probably another one end of July after the Shopify conference. So if you guys have any questions, anything you need, just let us know. Thank you, Emersoft team, as well, for organizing and obviously hosting this. I mean, the whole work that our team is doing. I'm so proud of everyone, and we are definitely changing the industry. So this is a huge responsibility that the whole team has. We are innovating, modernizing, and changing people's lives. We are giving them some life back as well, because we save so much time, and time is life, that I think we're doing a huge service to the industry. And we are humble as well to have this responsibility and honored. So thank you very much. And until the next time, take care, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.